If you're seeing this video, I want to remind you, you have one chance at the biggest goal in your life that you want. You're not going to get a magic reset on your life once you're 40, 50, 60, and it's not really even about the age. It's about when you fully commit to setting up a life that you don't want to live. When you commit to that job that you know you don't want, and now you gotta stay there, you gotta pay the bills. You either do that for your whole life, you never take a swing at what you really want, or you jump at an opportunity and you struggle the same amount, but it's in completely different ways. You either struggle your whole life accepting that you're never gonna get what you really want and never feel fulfilled, or you struggle to make money for a little bit. You struggle to get opportunities for a little bit. You struggle to find that rhythm and find that routine. But if you don't do that, you'll never get what you want. The same way if you keep going to that job, you're never going to get what you want, and you're going to get paid, you're going to be comfortable in life, but that's a guarantee that you won't get what you want. And it's so ingrained in people's brains that it matters what people think, and then you end up building a house that you don't want to live in. You got to do what you know you want to do. If you want to live in the wild and hunt animals, then do that. If you want to have a big business and go to school about it and learn specifically in that category that you want to succeed in, then do that. But there's so many people out there that are genuinely doing stuff just because they think it's the right thing to do. I started college right after high school knowing I didn't want to do it, but it was clearly the common route, and I had stuff that I wanted to do and I was starting it already, but I felt like, oh, that's not as important because everyone goes to school, so I should do the same. Also, my parents want me to do it. They didn't go when they were growing up because they had other stuff and other circumstances in life that never gave them the opportunity to go to college. So I'm thinking, oh yeah, I mean, it makes sense. You go to college, you follow that route, you get whatever out of it, you learn as you go. But I did not need to go there to know that I didn't want to do that, and I knew I didn't want to do it before I did it, and then I ended up losing money and losing that time when I could have been started on my personal brand of everything that comes within that, all the stuff I've been doing my whole life and the interest I've grown over time, and I knew I had, that I put to the side because it felt like the right thing to go to school. And the commitment of leaving school, all the money and the time lost is nothing because that's the value of the lesson. So I learned from there, and I realized, wow, I should have been started doing what I wanted to do. So when I actually started doing directly what I wanted to do, the same lessons you learn and everything else translated to that, and I never even imagined it, that I could make progress doing what I wanted to do, because you can't see the other end of that. You can see, the thing with the safe route is you can see the other end because it's laid out for you. But at the end of the day, that is all it's going to be. You're not going to get a magic opportunity working for someone else that you can get working for yourself. And that's the biggest difference. You have to be willing to struggle for that certain time period the same way you would if you were going to school, if you were starting as an intern for whatever job. I don't concern myself with that field, so I can't tell you anything about it. As much as I've learned is all I could say, but I know that's not what I want. For my personal journey, once I started working on the things I wanted, like going out and taking photos and putting pieces together and taking pictures of my outfits and making my clothes and combining that with my outfits and selling my clothes and combining that with the photography and then making videos with my clothes, making videos for other people. Once you put all that together, once I put all that together, the momentum and the snowball started growing. And it felt like I unlocked a secret strategy, but in reality, that's all it took. It's not complicated, it's just hard. But what is complicated is trying to convince yourself to do something you don't want to do. And you see people you see people old enough to be grandparents and to be retired doing stuff that is so simple and so repetitive. You know they can do so much more in their whole life and all their experience. You know they were smarter than the position they're in and they're worth more than the position they're in. But their circumstances led to that because they committed to whatever they committed to. So imagine if they spent all that time. Imagine that old person you see being a janitor and working minimum wage. Imagine that person spent all their time grinding towards what they wanted. If they wanted to be a painter, if they wanted to be if they wanted to make buildings, or if they were inspired to grow plants and like whatever, literally anything you could imagine. Like if they spent that time grinding, they would have made it there. But they were sold on the idea that you should do the safe route and that you should work this because that's all you're ever going to be good at. And it takes you back to that quote that isn't talked a lot about, is that the society we're in was built to make workers and not thinkers. You want to think your way out of your situation before you're stuck there. You want to think before you sink into your situation. Now, I got this and that to take care of, so I got to keep working here. But if you were in those trenches for a year or 2 years or a few years or a few months of what you really wanted to do, you wouldn't have to worry about anything because you would have made it, and the only thing stopping you is yourself. The only thing stopping you from getting what you want is giving up before you get there or dying. And that takes us back to the main idea. You are going to die. It's guaranteed. That's the only guarantee in life. So don't waste your time working. You literally spend all day, all month, all year, like 70% of your time working for someone else. And when you're in that coffin, when you're done, everything you could have done on earth has been set in stone. 70% of that will be doing something for someone else and leaving your potential in your head, leaving it there. It's supposed to leave your body, and it's supposed to be shown on earth and inspire people, motivate people, and fulfill your life. So the message of this video is you only die once and you live every day. So do something about it. Time to stop.